Today I'm going to show you how to change out the cold and hot water inlet and control valves on a washing machine. This is common to Whirlpool, Estate, and some others. I'll give the part number and all the models that it works in the description below. First thing you want to do is disconnect the electric. You're going to want to come over here, turn off your water, and then we can pull out the washer. We're going to have to disconnect the hot and the cold water. Other models you might need to go under and pick it up. This model is just screwed in the back. So you just lift back on this. It's held in place. We're going to then push down on this little blue tab. That's going to come out. So the new one will come in here. We'll wait till we hook everything up. Then we need to pull this out of this metal back. Pinch from the back, it would help. So you want to come back here and pinch. Just push that through. Once that's pinched, you can see that now this wire is free. Now we have to take off the back. And if you need to loosen up this panel, what we would do is come in here and you're just going to undo these 8mm bolts. You're going to take this off on this side as well as on the other side, and that loosens up this piece of metal so it can come off. So to take this out, after you take the two screws down off the bottom and you loosened up the sides, all you would have to do is lift up on this, and then there's these tabs that retain this. All you have to do is pull up on it and that would pop out. Then when you put the new one in, you put it in, it's important to have this, and this go over the sheet metal, and then slide it down into place. Once it slides down into place, these tabs will hold it in position. Now, it is important, if you look up here, there's a wire that needs to come up this way, here. All right, make sure that's above here. Make sure that this wiring harness comes up and over this white piece of metal, because it's going to have to connect up to here eventually when we're putting the lid back on. This lip to go over that black piece of metal to the frame, and same over here. We're going to line these holes up here and here with the screw holes. Those two are on, so we're good there. So on your wiring harness for the new piece, you're going to want to push this little piece of plastic through the hole. You take this, there's a little area that you can put this here. I'm just going to clip it in. You're just going to push through the back. There you go. That'll hold it in place. Make sure all these wires and hoses are lined up. Should be lined up with this hole. I think we're good here. we're going to need to put our brackets back in. Have this go up under here, and I need to snap that back in place. Same thing goes for the other side. Take the other bracket, slide it up into here, move forward. I'm just going to push this down until it snaps in place. That's going to hold the back on, so that's good. Now there were a couple of things that disconnected just to make it easy for my life. I'm going to take this, plug it back in. So we just need to reconnect this valve. So that's good. So all of our wiring is hooked back up. So we're going to have to slide this over top. Okay. There's these little plastic tabs that we're going to have to push through. Just to make sure it holds on. Do that for the other side as well. So we're going to move this and push this plastic tab through. That's going to hold the top on so it doesn't fall over. On both sides, this top needs to have these fit back into place. Okay, so they snap back into place. Now we need to put the screw back in here on each side. So everything should be back in place. Nothing should be loose. So now we can push this back and reconnect the water lines. So one of the most common reasons for a washing machine hookup to actually lead, one, it might not be tight enough. Two, it may be cross-threaded, which was an issue we had. But the other one is there's little gaskets in here, and if these gaskets get damaged like this one was, they're going to leak no matter what. So in order to get those out, I'm just going to take a small screwdriver, just pry that one out of there. You can see that this gasket is damaged. It's really indented on one side and it's not making contact on the other side. So that's probably why this one was leaking. Or to fix them, you just get a different washer. You're going to put the washer in there and basically just push it down. Then that should make a better seal on here. We're going to want to make sure that, so now that's going to make a much better seal. I'll put a link in the description of where you can get these 90-degree elbows and extra washers in the description below. But basically, just make sure that these go on straight. This is just a plastic connection, so it's easy to cross thread. So. You want to make sure that's good and tight. When this is pointed down, as everything's vibrating, it has less of a chance of this getting loose. We're going to hook up the cold line to the blue. While we're at it, I'll just replace this one as well. I'm just going to take that old rubber gasket out of here. It's pretty compressed. Put a new one in so it doesn't leak. These gaskets are where your leaks are most likely coming from. So for a couple of pennies, might as well replace them. So I'm just going to put the gasket on. And we're going to mount this up this way. So it's very important, just make sure you're not cross-threading anything. It should go on pretty easy. And when it makes contact with the gasket, that's when it should stiffen up a little bit. Feels pretty good. So one of the things I like to do before I push everything back is I want to take this and wipe everything down. So we're going to turn the water back on and make sure nothing's leaking. So we're going to come back to our valves, turn on the hot, turn on the cold, Hear that? I'm gonna look. Make sure we have no leaks before we push everything back, because you don't want water coming through and ruining your floor. It looks pretty good. So, plug it back in. Just run something on, say, warm and cold. Doesn't need to be a huge load. So we're going to test this out, see, yep, water's flowing, so that's good. We're going to let this run, and we're going to see if there's any issues with the hot or the cold. But it looks like we're good, the valves are opening up. Just make sure it goes through the full cycle. And you may have some air coming through these lines as it's calling for hot and cold. So I want to make sure that all the air is out. This is filled up with water on both sides. I can feel the hot getting hot, the cold's cold. So I have water coming through both of them. So just check for leaks, and if you don't have any leaks, you're good to go. So if you like do-it-yourself type repairs around the house, this is a channel for you. Please subscribe, give me a like, it encourages me to make more videos, and I hope you have a great day. Thank you for watching. Bye.